This is the continuation of part 1 of the critical analysis of Animal Farm. And in this video, we will focus on bringing out satire of the novel and its style. So, let's begin. We know that novel is called a satire novel. So, what exactly does the satire means? The answer to this question is satire is a work that uses humor to criticize a weakness or defect. You can see hard reality of life where corruption, favoritism, injustice is shown in this caricature. So basically, satire aims to change the behavior of the target for better. Now, let's bring out the satire in the Animal Farm. So, the satire runs like this. Manor Farm represents Russia, being run by Mr. Jones, who represents the Tsar. Tsar was the ruler of Russian people, and here, livestock are the Russian people. The animal farms are inspired by Old Major's speech. Here, Old Major represents Karl Marx. He called that the workers of the world to unite against the ruling classes, who exploited workers by taking for themselves the product of workers' work and giving them in return a minimum subsistence level of food and care. Next, pigs, who secretly begins to elaborate Major's idea into a system of thought called animalism, which represents communism. So, communism is an economic ideology that advocates for classless society in which all property and wealth are commonly owned instead of by individuals. When animals break into the storehouse and began to feed themselves, it represents World War I. And when Jones and his men attack, it represents the White Army of the Russian Revolution. And finally, when the animals draw out humans out of the farm, it represents Russian Revolution of 1917. Next, Moses, the Ravan, who does not stay along with animals, represents organized religion. And when pigs try to teach other animals, it represents the educational efforts of the early Bolshevik, who were a radical, far-left and revolutionary Marxist faction founded by Vladimir Lenin. The name of Manor Farm being changed to Animal Farm represents the changing name of Soviet Union to Russia. The animals, that is proletariats, were happy at the beginning and did not realize that pigs, that is party members, were eating more and working less. The two young male pigs, that is Snowball, represents Trotsky and Napoleon represents Stalin, who dominated the discussion, and the third pig squealer represents all the propaganda efforts who always asserted that privileges availed by pigs are for good of farm. Next, Neighbours, Mr. Pilkington represents England or Western power, and Mr. Frederick represents Germany. Next, Boxer represents the hard-working peasantry, and Benjamin represents persons who refuses to get involved in politics and fail to affect meaningful change. Next, the windmill stands for industrialization, and collapsing of the windmill shows the failure of 5-year plan. When Napoleon started trading with human, it represents the resumed trade of Soviet Russia in 1930. Soon after this, hens were ordered to give up all the eggs for sale to humans, so they rather preferred to smash it than to obey orders. They represents the kulaks. Now, these kulaks were the middle-class farmers who reacted to the 5-year plans. Next, Napoleon held the court and confessed 4 pigs to be in league with Snowball. This indicates blood purge of 1930. When Napoleon swings between Mr. Frederick and Mr. Pilkington, it represents Stalin swinging with Germany and other European countries before World War II. And Napoleon's decision to sell timber to Mr. Frederick signifies the Nazi-Soviet non-aggression pact. The return of Moses, the Raven, indicates the return of church. Next, at the last day, when a party is organized, it represents Cold War, and there remains no difference between communism and capitalism. Now, let's see style of Animal Farm. First, no complexities. So, we do not see any complexity in the narration of novel. The simple and self-conscious honesty of Orwell are reflected, and his aim is to communicate his political lessons and to achieve effective literary style in simple and clearer style. Therefore, Story is expressed in a straightforward and logical way. Next, tone. The tone in the novel is carefully controlled. Orwell makes effective and subtle use of atmosphere for a cumulative effect and of humor, satire, and irony. Next, sentence. Orwell has not used a long word where a short one will do. He has attempted to cut out a compound word wherever it is necessary. Next, style. The style is perfectly suited for rural setting and for simple-minded animals from whose point of view the story is told without making it miraculous. So that's it for this video. See you next time. Also check out Biography of George Orwell and Summary of Animal Farm by clicking window on your screen. And please do subscribe. Your subscription really keeps me motivated to make more videos like this. Thank you.